in civilgkvideos.com. You can able to find out, or you can able to subscribe, like, share in YouTube also, right, or in any other kind of websites, right. This is your favorite Dr. Hari Teja, and the next one that we are here, who I am exactly the same story again. Need not to explain the story. Dr. Hari Teja from IIM Bangalore, PhD holder in disaster management, degree topper in Andhra University, state 10th and last set, founder of civilgk.com. And then next I have written books on Chand publications. You'll able to get the books in the market within next month. And a net qualified person in human rights and economy, did MA program in almost all 4, human rights, economy, philosophy and popular studies. This is what I am, what I'll do. Teaching is my passion, and I'll make the concept in a simple way, and analysis part is too good. That is what I feel, right? Now we'll see out of this topic what you're going to learn. This topic that we are going to learn today is about the Arunachal crisis. I think you come across that Arunachal Pradesh as of now is under the president rule, right? What is the issues related to the current topic? Do we can connect the topic to the internal security, or second issue, do we connect this topic to the polity issues? Do we connect the topic to the governance issues? It's mostly on analysis class itself. This topic is very important for your GS paper 2 first thing, and GS paper 3 also. GS paper 2 particularly under governance issues and polity issues. GS paper 3 particularly under the internal security, right? So what is the final result, what we can able to do, how you can able to write the answers and all, that is what we will discuss. Is that clear? From here onwards, please try to understand this topic is very important. So before this topic to commence to understand, you need to understand the 4 characteristics. These 4 characters are very important to understand. If you understand these 4 characters, this is very important. This is enough this is enough. It's as simple as that. Who are these fellows? The Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh is the CM Nabam Tukki, and the speaker, the second character, is the speaker. He is the brother of the CM, Chief Minister, Nabam Renbia. He is the second person. The third person, very important person in this scenario, is the Governor, Jyoti Prasad. And the fourth important person, the entire controversy starts with this fellow itself. Ministry of Health, Kaliko Pal. He is the cabinet minister under the regency of the Chief Minister, Nabam Tukki. These are 4 characters you need to understand very clear, right? Then, how many seats are there in Arunachal Pradesh? There are 60 seats that used to be existed. Out of that, 47 was won by Indian National Congress Party. So you can able to find out Indian National Congress Party has a overwhelming majority, so they will form the government, right? Here is the scenario. And BJP has got 11 seats itself, so they are opposition government, and there are 2 independent that they came into picture, right? And one more thing that you need to understand, because we are connecting this topic to the internal security issues also. Internal security mean to say we need to talk more about the tribal fellows. Mean to say tribal groups are more in number in northeast area, right? So either the CM, the speaker, both are brother and one and the same, I mean brothers, so they will belong to one kind of a tribe, and the other person belong to other kind of a tribe, isn't it or not? So you need to understand who person belong to which tribe is very important. The CM and his brother belong to Naishi tribe. Naishi tribe. Nyshi, Naishi tribe. And whereas our Pal belongs to Tukki. You got my point? So these 2 fellows belongs to Naishi tribe, and Pal belongs to a tribe called Tukki. Got to understand? Right. Now we'll make a move, you'll able to understand. Already Congress got 47, so they will form the majority. They are the ruling power party, and BJP got 11, so almost a low in number of seats. They will be opposition party. Now what happens? This is what you need to understand from here. Last assembly elections were held in Arunachal Pradesh in 2011. The story starts from here. Please be very careful. Congress came into power with its leader Nabam Tuki as the chief minister of Arunachal Pradesh. Up to this part is very cool. Now CM appointed his brother as Speaker of Assembly, person called Nebam Renbia. We already discussed that fellow, right? The next one. Now what happens is, there are some people always in the party who go against the party itself. They will be called as rebels. So there are rebels are existed in the Congress party. Now due to this scenario, when rebels existed, obviously what the chief minister has to do, chief minister has reshuffled the cabinet entirely. In the reshuffling, he has taken this fellow, Ministry of Health person, Kaliko Pal, he has been taken out of. He has not given the post again. He should be given some other kind of a best post, but he has not given it. Right? When he came out of the government, he started making derogatory statements against the Congress government. And the Pal, along with some other rebels, and he combined with the BJP government, and they wanted to make this Congress government to get down. They don't want the Congress government in Arunachal Pradesh. Understood the scenario? Right? Now, what in the scenario the governor did in a different kind of action. Right? So it is all contemporary situations. It happens. So now what governor did? Governor advanced the meeting of the assembly. Actually, the 6th session of assembly, which should be held in January 14th, 2016. But a governor, by using his power under Article 174 of 1, he advanced the session to December 16, 2015. Why he did it, we will get clarified in the next, don't worry. But what governor did, the actual session was happened on January 14th, 2016. By using his constitutional power, Article 174 of 1, governor made the session to be advanced. I mean, like the session came to December 16, 2015. This is what the governor did. Right? And when governor did this kind of action, rebels plus the Ministry of Health person who came out of the party, Congress rebels, Pal as a leader of the rebels leader, and BJP, all three persons, all this rebel group you can call it as, this rebel group submitted a letter to the governor to remove the speaker. Who is the speaker? The brother of the CM. Right? But what governor did? Governor took it as a first agenda on the first day. Normally when assembly comes into picture, what at the 8 o'clock when it starts, the question hour has to be started. But governor took the first agenda as a first day to remove the speaker. Right? So he notified by a paper. This has been known to the chief minister and other members of the party. When this news came to know by the ruling party also, ruling party on December 16 the assembly session has to go ahead, but without taking permission from the state government. Governor has a power to do so, but still governor should have to intimate the chief minister and other members also. But governor didn't do so. So what happened? The state government has locked the assembly, and they made close for rebels not to come into picture. You got my point? So state government has closed the assembly entirely. So it was happening in a different kind of situation. Even though the assembly was being held on the same day at a different venue. The people didn't, because the assembly was locked, so they can't able to get into assembly. So it happened on the same day at a different venue, attended by 33 MLAs, 20 are ruling and 11 are BJP. Members attended, and 20 ruling people, 20 ruling people MLAs with Pal attended, and they removed the speaker and CM by passing a no confidence motion. You got my point? And the rebels and BJP named Pal as the new chief minister for them. When this kind of actions were going on, the Congress party approached President Pranab Mukherjee to complain against the governor issue. and they have taken this issue to High Court of Guwahati for advancing the assembly session. Why he advanced the assembly session? Because of the advancement itself, he knows the situation, what is happening in the Arunachal Pradesh. So that's the reason what governor did. Governor advanced the session. When he advanced the session, the rebels had an opportunity to put some kind of a question to remove of the speaker. And due to that action, state government closed it. When state government closed it, they made a separate venue and they removed by passing a no conference motion. And they named the new chief minister as a Pal. Right? So Congress government approached President Pranab Mukherjee for complaining against the governor's issue. Because, right? Governor is a watchdog of the constitution in the state government. So that's the reason they went to President to complain against him. And Congress party approached High Court also for how they can do it. Assembling session. Advancing the assembling session. Right? And at the same time, you can able to find out the brother of CM, Renbia, right, that person disqualified the rebel MLAs under 10th schedule because they are going against to the party norms. They have to follow the party norms, right? 10th schedule talks about anti-defection law. So they are going against the party. So what the speaker did? Speaker disqualified all the MLAs who are a part of Congress party, who won the seats by the flag of Congress party, but they are going against to the Congress party. He disqualified each and every person. And this matter touched to the Supreme Court also, Constitution bench. Right? Now, what is this Constitution bench also? Please find out, it is very important. Try to find out, it is an MCQ for you. Right? So multiple choice question, so very important. At least 5 judges have to be there to discuss this kind of an issue. For any kind of an issue, 2 judges bench is enough to solve the issue. But to solve a substantial question, law of interpretation or the constitution related issues, at least 5 judges have to be there. This has been mandated by Article 143. Who stated to you to have 5 judges for determining the question of constitution? 145 of 3. Very important. Understood? The next one. So in Jan 2016, state Congress leaders came to Delhi to talk about Sonia Amma. But in the meanwhile, Union Cabinet approved by Article 356 citing the issue lag has been collapsed, so the emergency issued. Now everyone is eagerly waiting for the Supreme Court verdict. You understand my point? So this is the issue that happened in Arunachal Pradesh. Now we'll try to understand the scenario from the point of internal security. The same thing we will try to understand. Now let me took the issue into different kind of scenario. Please try to understand, these things are very important. We have taken some issue and we are making that issue and we are discussing it. See, Northeast is completely marked by ethnicity and extremism for a long time, right? And there are more number of groups also existed. You can able to find out in Arunachal Pradesh itself, Naishi, Aptangi, Galo, Adi, Monpa, Mishmi, Shingpo, Committee, Siruduppan. These are the groups that are existed. And in this way, Pal belonged to one kind of a group, and the 2 brothers belong to one kind of a group. Why this entire turmoil came into picture? Governor became the cornerstone of each and every scenario. Right? So the governor created so much of attention because he had made the assembly session to be advanced. Why? The governor, who is appointed by the president Pranab Mukherjee, he was a former Assamese speaking bureaucrat. You got my point? He was a former Assamese speaking bureaucrat. He used to accuse always the former chief minister Nambam Tuki in of communal politics. So he don't like that person. So his idea is to make that person to come down. So he don't like that fellow. So what did happen? So due to that scenario, he made that fellow to come down. He has advanced in the session. You understand the scenario? Right? So it always, a Northeast is a complex kind of structure and it had so many kind of troubles. We already discussed. that the internal security sessions I will deal entirely in a separate track. No need to worry. In that we will discuss each and everything in a day. But to the part, we already seen what kind of tribes are these two people are existed. So you can able to find out is a former Assami speaking bureaucrat who is in his report accused former Chief Minister Nambam Tukki for the communal politics by provoking the Naishi tribesmen and funding the public protests to seek his ouster. This is the kind of issue. You got my point. So there are, when more number of tribes existed, always there is a kind of trouble that used to come into picture. So we need to understand the scenario that when more number of tribes have to be existed, government need to take care some kind of action by giving some kind of a constitutional protection for them. You got to understand my point, right? So this is what from the point of internal security, and now we are looking from the polity point of view. We'll see. You can able to find out governor, what the governor did. Governor made advancement. What is actually governor's role? Now we are discussing the second issue, which is nothing but the polity. What is the governor's issue? Governor is a watchdog of the constitution in the state by the president. So that is the reason he has been appointed. So whenever the constitutional machinery was being failure, then what the governor will do? Governor, on account of failure of constitutional machinery, governor will write a letter or a report to the president to initiate an emergency in the state. That is what the governor will do, right? So looking into the aspects of Sarkaria Commission and these emergency issues, we will look into the picture. You will able to understand. This actually Article 356 that we got today. We come to know this article was being emergency provision that we got from the Weimar Constitution of Germany. But actually we were inspired by section 93 of Government of India Act 1935. This article 356 was being inspired by the section 93 of Government of India Act 1935. Whenever the president is satisfied on the receipt of the governor of the particular state, and governor stated in that particular report stating that the constitutional machinery was being failed, then what the government will do? The president will do that. Why this kind of picture came into picture? Why British government has initiated under section 93 in Government of India Act 1935? Because they wanted to have a controlled democracy. Democracy, when you will be given with free choices, free freedom and each and everything, it turns into chaos. So that should not be done. So that is the reason British wanted to have a controlled democracy. So that is the reason they did. You got my point. This kind of emergency you can able to find out more than 100 times in every state. You got my point? In most of the cases, such emergencies are declared because no stable government is formed as a consequence of the elections also. After the scenario, most of the time when constitutional machinery is being failed, that time it used to happen. Even in most of the cases also, emergencies will be declared that no stable government came into picture also made a part the president to have an emergency. And sometimes when they lost contact with the people, failed to protect the minority communities or failed to maintain law and order, in these circumstances also the president can have emergency law in the state. So when this kind of situation comes into picture, see, actually Article 356 is clearly written that whenever the state constitutional machinery is being failed, so when state government is not going according to the provisions of the constitution, then only the president can declare emergency in the state on the receipt of the governor. That is what Article 356 says. But the president is declaring emergency, or the governor gives a report on the state issues to the president on basis of the president is satisfied. If the president gets satisfied, then he definitely gives on, right? President satisfaction, this satisfaction depends upon four factors. When the state stable government is not formed, that time the president can able to give emergency. Second time, when the central government had lost contact with the people in the state. Second time. Third time, when the state government is failed to protect the minority communities. Third. Fourth one, failed to maintain law and order. Under these four conditions, if the the president can able to declare it. So when this kind of situation comes into picture, you can able to find out the state government rule and power will be depends upon the above party, that is nothing but the central government. So these issues were being examined by the Sarkaria Commission under Article 356, and they said very clearly the commission did not favor the delegation of this article, but suggested number of measures. Actually, it suggested number of measures. You can't able to do this way. If you are wanted to do this kind of actions, then what is the use of having the state government, or you are saying it is a federal kind of power? It means that you are misusing the article. That is what the Sarkaria Commission viewed it, and it recommended the use of article only in rare occasion and as a measure of last resort, and when all available alternative fail to prevent the rectify the breakdown of constitutional machinery. And it said very clearly, you can able to do only as a last method. You try to do each and everything what you had solutions with you, and if you could not able to do anything out of it, then it is a last resort, so you can use it. And this thing was being given by the Supreme Court also in SR Bommai and Union case, SR Bommai case. SR Bommai. SR Bommai versus Union of India. Right? SR Bommai versus Union of India in 1994. Supreme Court also said you can use you was able to check the arbitrary of use of Article 356. You can use only at the last resort itself, but don't try to use under the conditions you derived actually. You got my point, the 4 conditions. So this is what the analysis that we have done under polity. And now the third one. By using the article, you can able to find out Governor has advanced the assembly session. Governor has advanced the assembly session under Article 174 of 1, right? Right or wrong? 174 of 1, right? So, what is this Article 174 and each and everything? You need to understand. Article 175 of the Constitution empowers the Governor to address or send messages to the state assembly, or he can able to get news from by using the same article. He can use the article. If he wanted to get some kind of message from the state also, he can able to get the message by using the same article itself. But what kind of message? If some people are viewing some kind of some videos in the house, does that kind of this thing, or what are the tea bill that happened in this day, or what is the food bill that happened for the all MLAs in the state? Even this kind of message that the governor can able to get by using the Article 175? No. Governor can able to get the message of the house, which bill is pending, which bill is about to move, why that bill has not been moved. This kind of news he can able to get by using the Article 175. You got my point? This has been stated very clearly by Valluri Basavaya Chowdhury, 1979. Valluri Basavaya Chowdhury. There is one more person who filed a case against this issue to Supreme Court. So Valluri Basavaya Chowdhury versus Supreme Court in 1979. This has been stated by Supreme Court very clearly. Governor can able to get news of its regarding bill, which bill has been moved, which bill has to get endorsed, why that bill has moved, what is the problem with that bill, and by Article 174 he can summon, he can prorogue, he can dissolve the house. But in all these matters he is bound, state is bound by the advice of the Council of Ministers itself. But he has, here you can able to find out he had a power to summon, prorogue or dissolve. He can able to do the advancement of the assembly also, but he has to take the advice of the Council of Ministers. But here in this scenario, what the governor did on his own, because he is not like the fellow of that. You got my point? You understand my point, right? So the governor of Arunachal Pradesh could have stayed away from the issue by either asking Nambam Tukki to prove his majority on January 14, 2016 and requesting him to advance the session if there is any urgency. But he didn't do that. He didn't do that, right? Now, this issue, when it has been, these people, the Congress party leaders, when they have taken about the governor's issue or governor's role in this kind of scenario to Supreme Court, all people were been waiting for the Supreme Court verdict. So, until the Supreme Court verdict comes into picture, we don't have any answer to this scenario. Now, what I'll try to do is, I'll just give you some kind of a questions at the end over here and write these three scenarios, or explain me the three scenario under the Arunachal Pradesh issue in internal security view, in polity view, in constitution view, and mail me up, right? Or you can have a debate under the scenario, under the comment section also, right? So thank you. So please do share and like. I think it made sense to you understand the concept of Arunachal governance issues, right? End of slide. Thank you very much.